Hey guys, it's Finn and I'm playing Destiny, and this time I want to talk to you guys about fair use. Now, fair use is a law term, if you guys don't know. It's something that every single YouTuber knows about, even if they didn't know anything else about the copyright law of the United States. So it's a law term and it has something to do with the copyright law of the United States specifically. It's something that perhaps even you, my viewer, know about. And why does everyone know about fair use? Well, it's a copyright law exception that allows you to use copyrighted content for your own purposes legally. So basically, fair use is perhaps the only term in law that could possibly make uploading video game footage to YouTube legal, not to mention make profit out of it. And that's why YouTube gamers love fair use. It's our only shield against possible copyright violation accusations in the future. Well, hopefully we never get any, but still, if we do, fair use is our one and only shield against them. Now, of course, fair use was, for the most part, created to allow things like news reporting, education, critique, and blah 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 about copyrighted content to be illegal, but we don't really care about that. Fair use was not really meant to be about gaming videos and that thing. But the good thing about fair use term is that the term doesn't present an exclusive list of forms of usage. So gaming videos could be seen to fall under fair use as well. Now, the biggest question about fair use that seems to be hovering around people's minds all the time is, what exactly is fair use? How can I be sure that I'm not violating anyone's copyrights within my videos? What kind of videos would be seen as fair use and what kind of videos would not be seen as fair use? Now, I found this very confusing when I started uploading videos to YouTube, and I know lots of other people felt the same way. And I'm sure there are people watching this video who find fair use confusing as well, and I'm sure there are people watching this video that want to find answers. What could possibly seen as fair use? How can I avoid copyright strikes and all that crap? And you have every right to feel that way, because fair use law, it is confusing, I admit it. Now, like I said, there is no definite answer for this. There are no exclusive lists on what is fair use and what's not. Instead, whether something is considered fair use, the decision will always be made individually on each case. Now, what that means? What does it mean? Well, basically it means that the court decides in every single case whether a copyright violation has actually taken place or not, whether this particular piece of work is fair use or not. So it's not like somebody on YouTube is going through uploaded videos all the time, evaluating if this is fair use or if this is fair use or whether it's not fair use. It's not like that. Of course it isn't, because that would be impossible. There's too many videos uploaded all the time. So fair use will only come up if someone actually decides to take a legal action towards you. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but basically it will only come to question when someone actually sues you or puts a lawsuit or something. So yeah. So how does the court determine whether something is fair use or not? Well, they use 4 different factors to weigh and analyze if the case at hand is fair use or not. And these 4 factors are, first of all, purpose and character. So, if we take gaming videos for example, the purpose and character of the video and copyright usage. How do you use it? Do you add something to the video, or do you just copy the original work and upload it for yourself, for everyone to see, upload it yourself even though you don't have the permission to do it? And do you make money out of it perhaps? Now, generally, just copying the work entirely without adding anything of your own is seen as a bad thing, not seen in your favor if you wanna win a a lawsuit fight against a game developer. So don't copy it entirely. Add something of your own to the video, a commentary, watermark, and things like that. And making money out of that, out of your videos, is also seen as a bad thing generally, but it doesn't rule the fair use out of question. It obviously doesn't, since lots of YouTube gamers make money out of their videos, so it's nothing special. So it doesn't rule it out the question, but it's generally seen, not seen in your favor. Let's put it that way. And the second factor would be nature of the copied work. So is the copyrighted work you're using, is it fiction or non-fiction? You see, the usage of a non-fiction work is usually seen more acceptable than the usage of a fiction work. But again, it doesn't deny fair use, since I think video games indeed do fall into fiction side. So you may get away with using fiction work as well. Now the third factor would be the amount and substantiality. How the hell do you pronounce that word? So it basically means how large are the parts of the copyrighted work that you're using in your video. So okay, this falls under common sense, really. I mean, if you use just small parts of the copyrighted content in your video, it's seen as a good thing, or it's seen as a better thing than if you would upload very large parts of the copyrighted video, copyrighted work in your video. I'm sorry. So you get what I mean. There's a difference in uploading a scene of a TV series on YouTube compared to uploading an entire episode. Know what I mean? So if you just upload small clips of copyrighted work, it's seen in your favor in a law fight. And the fourth and final factor would be effect upon work's value. So it basically means, does your video hurt the copyright holder's chance to make money out of his work? Now of course, if it does, that's not a good thing. That's common sense again. This is a little hard to define any further, so I'll just leave it to that. So these were the 4 factors the courts will use to help identify possible fair use in the case at hand. And even after all this explanation, I admit, even after all this explanation, you might still be a little confused. What is fair use? How can I make sure I don't violate copyrights? I know. But unfortunately, fair use is such a grey law term, and there's no getting around that. It's a grey law term. Now, I've been studying law for several months now, and just last August I began my studies at a local law school. And why do I tell you this? Well, the thing is, one thing I learned about laws, if any, well, I've learned lots of things, but one thing I've specifically learned about laws is that they are not always black and white. In fact, there are quite often laws are grey, and fair use is not the only grey law term, but it just happens to be one of them. So, like I said, there's no definite answer on what is fair use and what isn't. I mean, if law would be all black and white, there really wouldn't be need for courts and all that. So some of them are grey. And perhaps it's a good thing after all that fair use is a grey law term. And why is that? Well, to think about it, if we tried to define fair use 100% without leaving anything to consideration, it might backfire real soon. Perhaps a new form of entertainment would appear, for example, and it couldn't be brought under fair use since the law would be exclusive at that point, and then we would have to go back and change the fair use law to include the new form of entertainment, and that would be just so confusing and time consuming, and it would really be worth it to make an exclusive list of forms of usage that would be considered fair use. So maybe it's just a good thing that fair use is a grey law term after all. So I guess the final question you might be asking after this video is, what should I do then? If fair use is such a grey law term, how can I upload videos and make sure that I won't be sued in the future? Well, I have two answers for you. First of all, don't worry about it too much. I mean, if you're thinking of uploading gaming videos in the same fashion as hundreds of thousands of other channels on YouTube already do, it's very unlikely that you will ever be sued. I've been doing this thing for over 3 years and I never even received a copyright strike. Like I said, don't worry about it that much. Besides, gaming companies usually like it when we upload videos of their games. It's free advertising and all that. And some games, I mean, it's been proven. Some games even come with possibility to upload your gameplay directly to YouTube. Call of Duty, for example. So it's quite clear that gaming companies already know that we do this, and they want to support it. They appreciate it and they like it. They don't want to sue us or anything like that. So yeah, that's a good thing. And even if they didn't like it, they still would probably, or they would sue us that easily, because a lawsuit by a gaming company against a kid uploading their content to YouTube would really hurt their image. So they got that thing to worry about as well. So you don't worry about it that much. But if you still want to be sure, analyze your videos yourself using the 4 factors that I gave you earlier to determine if it's fair use or not, so you might feel more safe. So the 4 factors again, they were, first of all, purpose and character. Second of all, nature of the copied work. Third, amount and substantiality. You probably know better than I how to spell that, pronounce that word. So yeah, and the final factor was effect on work's value. Use these 4 factors to determine if your video is fair use or not, and you might feel more safe after that. If you feel that your video is fair use even under these 4 factors, I'd say you're golden. I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.